where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fams on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rocking Knicks universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, party people? Man. So the Knicks lose it. I'm promise you, I'm with y'all. So the Knicks lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight, and in my mind, I'm like, hey man, so what? So in my mind, I'm like, so what? We lost. There are a few things I'm gonna get into. There are a few things I'm gonna get into. I'm gonna break down a lot of stuff tonight. So buckle up. Right. So salute to all my people watching on YouTube, on Blarn's Tears. Salute to all my people watching on X, man. Shout out to y'all. Adam was good. Ivory 10 was good. Virtuoso in the building. HRM is in the building. Salute. Yeah, y'all. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff to talk about. Right. So we have, yeah. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Yeah. I'm working on something, y'all. I'm working on a couple of things. Y'all bear with me. I have a thing, man, I want to specifically mention to our fan base. Hold on, where's my thing at? Where is my thing? Yeah, there it is. Okay, where's my thing? I'm trying to make sure. Okay, there it is. I'm just trying to make sure that YouTube has us up and running pretty good. Okay. Just trying to make sure YouTube has us up and running. Yeah. How's everything sound? Everything sound good? All right. So let me see. 487. Okay, hold on. Let me do one more thing. I think that's it. I think that's it. If that is it, then we can rock. All right. LI1 is in the building. Salute. Dripmore is in the building. Salute. Salute. Yo, so I'm gonna get right to the nitty gritty. When I was watching this game, everybody, I ain't even go front. When I was watching this game, I was watching how Cleveland was celebrating and it was running up and down the floor. Yo, Jared Allen blocked a cat dunk and he was wagging his finger. And Cleveland role players was out there chest bumping and celebrating. All their healthy starters, they were so healthy out there. They were so excited about beating this injured Knicks team who they had 3 days off waiting for an injured team coming off of a back-to-back that jumped out in a big lead and had them in a chokehold. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to just tell you something. Y'all know I try to be Mr. Positive. Sometimes I have no other choice but to critique stuff, and sometimes it comes across a little negative. For the most part, man, I just want to be positive. I'm going to be positive tonight. I'm going to just tell y'all straight up. When Cleveland beat the Knicks tonight, when the horn sounded, the Knicks were looking at Cleveland like Batman was looking at Superman. Y'all remember when Superman whooped Batman ass? Like Batman thought he could just walk in there and just put them hams on Superman. And Superman reminded Batman that he was an alien. Anybody remember that? When Superman just had to remind Batman that Superman's an alien and Batman is a man. Right? But here's the thing about an alien versus a resourceful man. Batman as Superman, after Batman came back, got his stuff together, Batman looked at Superman and said, "Let me ask you something. Do you bleed?" And so what that meant to Superman is Batman was telling Superman that you might win, but this fight is not going to be as easy as what you think. Think about this, a healthy Cleveland Cavaliers team, a healthy and rested, red-hot Cleveland Cavaliers team beat the Knicks by 19, right? The score was probably closer than that. The score was probably closer to, or the game was probably more of 8 points our way, 8 points their way, 8 points our way. It was closer than 19 points. The Knicks starters ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. IKBM Dre is in the building. LI1 is in the building. Salute my guy. Hey, man, y'all make sure y'all listen to LI1. I don't have a chance to read the chat because I got this thing on my mind. I'm just trying to get it off before I forget. But make sure y'all read what LI1 is in the chat saying, man. That's my dog right there. Right? Here's the thing. A healthy and deep Cleveland team, well rested, beat a Knicks team on their third string point guard and their backup center, right? And they were out there celebrating like a Prince song, right? Cleveland was out there celebrating like it was 1999. And Donovan Mitchell, on top of that, was talking with his chest. Mind you, Donovan Mitchell has never been anywhere in the playoffs. Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter. None of them guys have ever been anywhere in the playoffs. Maybe Max Strus was along for the ride on a team. But what we saw tonight, right, was a very hobbled Knicks team, depending on Josh Hart to be our leading scorer. Yeah, you saw Josh Hart. I mean, you saw Karl-Anthony Towns cook. You saw OG Anunoby cook. Do you know who led the Knicks in shots tonight, though? You saw Josh Hart. You saw Cat cook. You saw Josh Hart cook. I mean, OG Anunoby cook. Josh Hart led the Knicks in shots. That's what you saw. You saw the Knicks take advantage of Cleveland's defense and not be able to make shots. You saw Cat in foul trouble. You saw Precious have to be the backup big tonight. And listen, I commend Precious Achiuwa for putting in, hey, Precious, job well done. The only laughable moment about Precious is when he went into his wing bag offensively late in the game and tried to Euro and didn't bring the ball to the other side. Precious got the ball stuck on his hip and he was trying to do the Euro with it. That was the only laughable moment. Right? But if you're a Knicks fan, don't fret. If you're a Cavs fan, be careful what you wish for. If you're a Knicks fan and you watch this game tonight, a lot of those wide open looks that we saw, if that was Jalen Brunson, maybe those looks wouldn't be there, right? Maybe the open looks, maybe Jalen Brunson is the focal point of their defense. But then how do you cover OG and Mikal Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns, who are all coming into their offense at the right time? OG, Cat, Bridges, all coming into their own offensively at the right time. What do you say for the third string point guard, fourth string point guard, who had to play a ton of minutes and then cede the ball handling responsibilities to a rookie that's still learning how to score? But Cleveland was celebrating. Celebrate, Cleveland. Y'all won. I'm not taking anything away from it. Cleveland, you did what you were supposed to do. You're the number one team in the East. You beat the Knicks. It doesn't matter. Everybody gets uniforms to play. It doesn't matter who's in or out, right? In the grand scheme of things, the only thing that counts is the scoreboard. And Cleveland won. But tell me, Cleveland, do you bleed? Y'all were healthy and down 15 to an offense that was led by DeLon Wright. Y'all were led by an offense led by DeLon Wright with OG Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns in foul trouble. And so I'm saying to my my Knicks fans out there, this is not 1 in 82. Usually I say it's whether we blow a team out or we get blown out by a team, I generally say it's 1 in 82. 82 game schedule is a long stretch. Tonight, though, I felt like the coaching staff did a great job. I think the player outside of Josh Hart and DeLon Wright passing up threes, everybody else, I think, played to where HR, stop, bro. You got to let me. Hey, man. HR, can you let me do this real quick? HR was watching the game with us, man. So you. HR was watching the game. What is it? Right. So Cleveland, HR, I'm gonna try to get back focused. I'm gonna try to get back focused, right? Camera. I hope the camera tries to get back focused too. Let me change this thing around here real quick. There it is. Cleveland beat the Knicks with a point guard that can't even go left, that doesn't even have a left-handed dribble, that DeLon Wright is not even confident in his left-handed dribble. Cleveland came out at halftime and pressed that man right, forcing him to go left, and he couldn't. He started picking up the ball, right? And when the Cavs started doing that, they actually reeled us in and took the lead because they found out that our point guard doesn't have a left hand. Now remember, before that, just think back to coming out of halftime, and you remember Donovan Mitchell picked up that foul out near half court. The reason why he picked up that foul out near half court is because Donovan Mitchell, a non-defender, well, somewhat of a non-defender, pressed DeLon Wright to go left and he couldn't. And they reeled us in from there. Darius Garland, somewhat of a non-defender, pressed DeLon Wright to go left and he couldn't. And Cleveland reeled us in from there. And by the time Tom Thibodeau made the switch, it was probably too late. By the time it clicked in Tom Thibodeau's mind that he should probably play DeLon Wright and Tyler Kolek together, the game was out of hand. In my mind, now I think Tibbs did a great job, right? I think he did a great job, right? Based on the circumstance. I don't know if you could have coached any better tonight, Tom Thibodeau, based on what he had, right? I don't know if he could have coached any better. You know, at some point, you know, when you're down Brunson, Cameron Payne, Deuce McBride, and Mitchell Robinson, at some point when you're missing 4 rotation players on a back end of a back-to-back, there's only so much you can do. So I'm not going to blame Tibbs for anything. I think he did a pretty good job based on the circumstance. We just ran out of gas because we played last night, and the only person that was probably fresh was Cat. Cat was probably the only person that was fresh. Right. But if you watch tonight's game in earnest, do you walk away from that game thinking, I'm thoroughly impressed by the Cleveland Cavaliers? Is that what you're thinking? All right, LR1, I feel you. Tyler, look, TKO is not ready. Jay Snow in the building. I feel you. This right here, the cat at the 5 and Bridges 6 shot attempts, both of those relate to one person. That's not named Cat. That's not named Mitch. Not named Tibbs. Not named Brunson. Not named OG. Right? Not named Campaign. Not named Deuce. Tyler Kolek TKO has to get his act together. But on this note, though, just on a note about the Cleveland Cavaliers, I see the score is Cleveland Cavaliers 124, New York Knicks 105. That was probably an 8-point game that got out of hand because one team was fresh and the other team was tired. One team was healthy and the other team was not. It's basically how basketball works, man. You play guys a bunch of minutes, and at some point they wear down. But listen, no lie. Towards the end of the game, I probably got about 18 to 19 text messages and a couple of phone calls, right? All the text messages basically were, man, we got to fire Tibbs, man. Cat is soft, man. Bridges is, and I'm like, hey, everybody, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. If Tom Thibodeau needs to get fired, that needs to happen in the offseason, right? That needs to happen. That's not a conversation for right now. Even if we feel that way, even if you feel that way, that's still not a conversation for right now because the Knicks are not going to fire Tom Thibodeau right now. So waiting on something that's not going to happen is an exercise in futility. But I tell you what an exercise in productivity is. Watching OG Anunoby getting his offensive bag. I legitimately saw OG Anunoby hit the floor, keep his dribble, cross somebody up off one knee and hit a basket. OG is in his offensive bag, and it's about time. Right. Now, here's an exercise in futility. Josh Hart being guarded by Jarrett Allen and not being aggressive offensively. Now, here's the thing. Taking a bunch of shots and being aggressive offensively sound like they could be the same. In this case, it was not. Right. I'm going to say this about Cleveland. Whether we beat them the next time we see them or not, if we see Cleveland in the playoffs, I like our chances. Y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it here. I like our chances against Cleveland. I think Cleveland is beatable. By us. Not by anybody. Not just by anybody. So nobody's just going to walk into Cleveland, Ohio and win. No, that's not what I'm saying. I think Cleveland is beatable by us if we're healthy. Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley were out there toying with Karl-Anthony Towns. Defensively, there was no respect for Karl-Anthony Towns, right? It's just what it is. Now, offensively, Cat don't have respect for anyone, right? Cat don't have respect for anybody defensively. He knows he can take anybody anytime he wants, get the shot he wants, make or miss. Make or miss, he's going to get the shot that he wants, right? And you're going to have to foul him to stop him from getting a shot. Which leads me to another thing. Tom Thibodeau has to stop this thing of not going to bat for his players on the floor. It's ridiculous. HRM and I and Coach and Greeny and Fritz Alcindor and a bunch of us watch Karl Anthony Towns go to the rim, get accosted at the rim, and get no foul call. And Cat is looking at Tibbs, and Tibbs is turning around like, get back on defense. And the main thing we're thinking is, the only time Tom Thibodeau really gets upset for his players is if there's a defensive thing or a turnover. You never see Tom Thibodeau raise hell about offense. Tom Thibodeau never raises hell about offense, which makes me think, I don't even know if I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares. When your star player goes to the rim and gets accosted at the rim and you turn your back, scream, and get back on defense, that lets everybody in the arena know you don't care. And if you don't care, watch your day. LI1, it's on playback TV, man. I've been inviting y'all forever. It's even on the screen. Let me see if I can. I'm going to see if I can pull up the one with playback TV on it. We've been inviting everybody for like 2 years. What's it at? Let me see. I'm going to see if I can. No, not that one. Where is it? It's not this one. Wait a minute. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Playback TV on. Yeah, Lawrence is on playback TV. Yeah. So I'm asking Tom Thibodeau, like, Tibbs, why are you not going to bat for your players? Why are you not going to bat for your players when they get accosted at the rim? Right? If it was a defensive issue, Rome in the building, salute our guy. Just Cause in the building, salute. Smitty in the building, salute. Nick Yak in the building, salute. Nick Yak in the building. Hey, Nick Yak coming in the building, starting trouble. Man, don't come in here start no trouble, man. Nick Yak came right in the door, started, who we trading tonight? Salute to my guy, Nick Yak, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, everybody. So we're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to get to a certain place. We know what you guys want, and we want to offer that thing. The thing is, though, we can't just become it. We have to grow into it. Right? So we have to grow into it, right? Right? We know what you guys want, and we want to provide that, but we know we can't become that thing overnight. Some of us are not equipped to do it, so we have to refine ourselves and get better at it, and that's what we're going to do. So for those that you know what? As a matter of fact, I wrote an article the other night on our, where is it? I wrote an article the other night on our Substack, I'm just going to grab it real quick and put it in the. Let me see. How do I get this? So I'm going to put, I just want to share it. All right. I'm going to copy a link and then I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it here in our chat. So I'm going to pin that right there, right, for y'all to check out that the article that I wrote. It's an article called "Walking in Memphis," and trust, it's a Knicks article. Now, trust me, it's about the Knicks. Don't get it twisted. You know, everything we talk about, I don't get. We can talk about Luka, but it's going to be about the Knicks. So, yeah, the article is an article on our Substack. I'm just going to advise that y'all check it out. I think it's going to be mostly me, maybe a few others in the Blarnstead family going to start contributing articles and such. Yeah. So, yeah, y'all. Rib says, I'm not gonna lie, we can't beat them Cavs bums, but salute family. Yeah, Ribs. So the thing is about toppling the giant is you don't just walk up to the giant and be like, I'm gonna beat you. You know what I'm saying? You can't play into the giant's hand or hands, right? You have to have your own way of winning. You can't beat the giant at their game. The Cavaliers are deep and skilled. They have an offensive coach with a few good defensive players that they feel like the offense can get them into the playoffs and get them a good seed. And then they have a playmaker and defenders. But you know what, though? Here's the thing. Despite them having Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen and other good role players, we already beat that group in the playoffs one time. Now, I'm not saying that just because we beat them before, we'll beat them again. What I'm saying is Cleveland remembers that loss. Cleveland remembers that loss because they were riding high just like we were. Right? In 2022, they were riding, or 2023, was it 2023? They were riding high like we were, right? They had a brand new guard, right? They had multiple all-stars. They had all this stuff. Same thing. They were feeling the same thing we were feeling, and we got them in the first round, and gentlemen swept them. And don't think that they forgot about it, because I saw Jarrett Allen. Tonight wag a finger after he blocked Karl Anthony Towns' dunk. And if that don't tell you that we are living rent-free in some mental space with them, then you may not be watching this as closely as I am. And maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe. Possibly it happens. I'm human. Right? It happens. I'm human. What I will say too, though, is Tom Thibodeau threw out a defensive scheme tonight, and I was like, look at Tibbs. Look at Tibbs. Tom Thibodeau came out with the strategy to funnel things away from the middle of the paint. No middle of the paint penetration. If you got middle of the paint penetration, you earned it. You earned it, right? If you got middle of the paint penetration, you earned it tonight, or at least in the beginning of the game. Towards the end of the game, legs a little rubbery, lack of depth. Cleveland pressed DeLon right. We couldn't get into offense, and they walked us down, and fatigue started. We were demoralized, and before you know it, Cleveland is up by 11, and their crowd is going crazy because they're beating the Knicks. And see, here's the thing. Here's how I know that the Knicks are leasing mental condominium space in someone's head. The Knicks are the 3rd seed in the East with 4 rotation players out. And the Cleveland crowd was going crazy because they wanted our head on a platter. Now, here's the thing, Knicks fan. Here's the thing, Knicks fan, I'm going to say to you, and it's going to sound OD, right? It's going to sound wild, right? It's going to sound wild. When's the last time the Knicks were the hunted? Trini was good. Yeah, hey, Nick Yak. Yeah, hey, man. Hey, bro, look, I'm going to just say it to you like this. I know what we saw is what we saw. And trust me, I am the person to always say, believe what your eyes are telling you, right? So I'm going to say, believe what your eyes are telling you, but have some perspective. The Knicks tonight had a point guard that couldn't go left. Now the cat's out of the bag. So either DeLon Wright is going to have to start going left, or he's going to be on the bench. To me, that was the separator. Cleveland figured out something on the perimeter defensively. They did it. They stalled us just enough to hit a few shots. And after that, we just didn't have enough to finish them off. Right? When we were up by 9, I was like, man, Cleveland didn't come to play tonight. Cleveland came to lose tonight. Right? When we were up by about 9, I was like, Cleveland didn't come to play tonight, man. They came in here to lose. They outlasted us. Yo, I'm gonna check on the like button. How many likes we got? Let me see. So we have 11 likes, everybody, man. Y'all hit that like button. Yeah, man. Y'all hit that like button. I think so. We have 15 likes, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. So let me do a couple of things real quick. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this here. Right? And then let's see what Nick Yak was saying. Not you, Nick Yak. Nick Yak says, I believe in Mitch. This is the best Mitch yet. And we need right defense more than scoring. We were up 15 at one time. We could play. Yeah. That's what I was. Yeah. The thing is, with Wright, is I'm not saying he's a bad player, right? I guess what I'm saying to you, Nick Yak, and to others is if we could have played him and got point guard play, I think we'd have been in better shape. The thing is, when Mikal Bridges has to guard Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland all night, you don't really expect to get much offense from Mikal Bridges. And that's going to be the same thing for the playoffs. And it's going to be the same thing in the playoffs, unless we find another defender. Mikal Bridges is not going to be offensively that guy. Top Notch T, my guy is in the building. Salute. JJ, you said my guy JJ is saying Mikal Bridges is a pink tape. He's not a purple tape. That's what you're saying? JJ, you saying that Mikal Bridges is a pink tape? He's not a purple tape. Any word on when Deuce is coming back? Any word on Deuce? That should be one of the things that should concern us, because Deuce has a groin, and we hadn't seen Deuce in a minute, y'all. Yeah. Hey, Nick Yank, I'm with you on Bridges. I'm a Bridges truther. I think Bridges is the truth. Right? I'm not in a hive. I'm in the Knicks hive. I'm not like in the Mitch hive or the whatever hive. Right? I was in a Randall hive, maybe. I was like the king of the Randall camp for reasons outside of normal stuff. Top Notch T. Hey, we're gonna have that conversation. Easy, big fella. Easy, big fella. We're gonna have that conversation. But a conversation I do want to have with y'all is this. What do y'all think about PJ Tucker? What are y'all thoughts on PJ Tucker? What are your thoughts on the Knicks signing PJ Tucker to a 2-year deal? Amani the Great was good. Hey, Amani the Great says, I wonder if Tom Thibodeau and this team of the playoff has already started. Maybe we never got the memo. That's how they're playing. Yeah, maybe. My thoughts on PJ Tucker are cloudy. My thoughts on PJ Tucker are cloudy, right? I don't know a specific reason why he's here. I don't know a basketball reason why he's here. What he provides. Now, if it's a locker room presence type thing, maybe the rookies are cutting up too much. Maybe we play too much and we need that type of guy. Maybe when you bring in a bunch of 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-year-olds, the Knicks have 5 of them. The kid, Anton Watson, he was drafted after Kev McCullough. He's a young rookie also. The Knicks legitimately have a bunch of rookies. 5 of them, right? Ariel Hukporty, Kev McCullough, Anton Watson, Pacom Dadier, Tyler Kolek. The Knicks at one end of the roster is super young. Do you bring in PJ Tucker to be your Taj Gibson? 2 years is a long time. Do the 2 years start next year? Or does it include this year with a partial guarantee for next year? The one thing I noticed tonight about Tom Thibodeau, and I'm not gonna have this thing. I wish that thing went. That thing says it's gonna do its thing, y'all. The one thing I noticed tonight is Tom Thibodeau made adjustments, but he didn't really make adjustments, right? So what does that mean? Like Tom Thibodeau shuffled the cards, but he didn't tip his hand, right? Tibbs showed a couple of things, but he didn't really get in his bag. And the one thing I noticed about Tibbs is he waved the white flag mighty early tonight too, by the way. Tory B in the building? No. The Bronx is in the building. Salute to the Bronx. If it wasn't for the Bronx, y'all already know the rest. Y'all already know the rest, right? So Tory B says, are we jumping off the ledge or are we being a little sensible since Mitch, Cap, Deuce, Payne, and play? Yep. That's exactly where we are. The second part. So much so, Tory B, so much so, I'm here to tell you that I was glad to see Cleveland celebrating about beating a depleted Knicks team. It makes me think that this franchise has a condominium inside Cleveland's head. Cleveland was excited to beat the Knicks tonight, man. Jared Allen was waving his finger. And okay, yeah, I was like, look at him. They are pumped. Yeah, I was looking at Cleveland. I was like, look at Darius Garland skipping up and down. He was pumped up to beat DeLon Wright and Precious. That man, yeah. Evan Mobley don't even talk, right? But Evan Mobley out there excited, like, against Precious and Tyler Kolek and Anton Watson and Marshawn Beauchamp. Make an old fuddy-duddy like me think they really wanted this game. Tory B. Hey, I've been trying to tell him. Maybe you could tell him better than I can. Right? Because I think if Cameron Payne was here, if Deuce was here, if Mitch was here, if Brunson was here, and OG and Bridges had been playing like they had been playing before tonight, I don't think there would have been a whole bunch of chest out, all of that. I don't think there'd have been any finger wagging. I don't think you could have been double teaming Cat and OG to make Josh Hart shoot. I don't think you'd have seen much of that. I think you would have saw a whole bunch of slow singing and flower bringing. That's what I think. And I also think that will happen in a 7-game series, the Knicks versus the Cavaliers. I thought it. I was telling everybody, listen, I'm not, whatever. Cleveland, I still think we can get Boston. I think we just have to get all of our ducks in a row. I think we just have to get all of our ducks in a row. Once we get all our wrinkles ironed out, I think we'll be straight. That's what I think. That's what I think. And Nick Yak says, won't see Cleveland until the Eastern Conference Finals. Yep. Okay. I would be excited about that, though. Knicks and Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals. Sign me up for it. I'm ready. Troy B says, to be honest, I knew with all them guys out, we didn't have a chance. Hella winning, so I turned it off once we lost the lead. Yeah, we were like that too. Because we played last night and they hadn't played in 3 days. Right? They were rested, waiting on us, and we were coming off a back-to-back. I mean, we were coming off a game in Philadelphia, flying in 2:00 in the morning into Cleveland, Ohio, with a game at 7:00. Not 7:30, not 8:00. We flying at 2 and play 7:00 that night. We lost to Cleveland. 61 teams have lost to Cleveland. That don't bother me. Teams have lost to Cleveland. So. And Nick Yak says, without 3 rotation players, when they had all the, absolutely. You see where I'm going with it? Like, I don't want to be naive. I know Cleveland's a good team, but if you've watched NBA basketball long enough, you know that the team with the best record isn't always the NBA champ. Y'all know that. And listen, the Bronx is representing Bronx in the building. The Bronx says, them boys ain't look confident in the first half. I'm actually more optimistic about them in the play. You feel me? Them boys don't scare us. I'm gonna say it as plain as I can say it, right? If they're healthy and we're healthy, excuse me, if they're healthy and clicking, and the Knicks are healthy and clicking, them no worry we. It's as simple as that. If they're healthy and clicking and we're healthy and clicking, them no worry we not worried about them. We ain't scared of them boys. And Nick Yak says we're playing the Bucks in the first. How do you feel about that though? Like Nick Yak, yeah, I feel you. I feel you, right? But here's the thing. Tell us, share how you feel about it. Randu in the building. Yeah. So I put the Substack up, the article, and I just started back writing. So I'm trying to. So I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this with y'all, right? So I'm gonna do everything I can to help the channel grow. I've been talking to YouTube, man. I feel like the channel was kind of shadow banned. You know how you say, you know how people get on and they say the wrong things in the YouTube algorithm, and then the algorithm take you to outer space away from other Knicks fans. So I've been kind of working behind the scenes, like, hey, no, that's not us. You know what I'm saying? No, this is a family show. You know, it's about sports, trying to, you know. So my secret goal, and I'll make it public now, is to have Blarn's Tears be something akin to The Ringer. And I know you guys, most of you guys know what The Ringer is, right? That's my secret goal. My secret fantasy is that, and it has been that for quite some time. And it's the reason why, you know, you kind of see when we do the stage and people get on and maybe they go off the plantation, or maybe we're just like auditioning people because we're trying to make this move to be bigger than to what we are now. Will we stay in that Knicks fan channel lane? I'm not sure if we can just open the mics up and let everybody do their thing all the time. Well, there's a time and a place for everything, but for the immediate, short term, and intermediate term, we're gonna look to try to be more. I'm Bill Simmons, basically. And we're working on Ryan Russillo and some others to, if you follow where I'm going with it. So that's why I'm asking, man, to hit that like button, help support us. I'm gonna try to be more active with articles, probably do maybe 1 or 2 per week as time presents itself. Try to do more deeper content video. You know what I'm saying? So there are some things that we're kind of trying to work towards. That's what we're trying to work towards. Like more pure product to entertain you, so that you can look forward to coming here over others, hanging out with us, and having that talk to you the way that you would like to have that talk to you. right? Chef NYK is in the building. LI1 says Knicks in 5. Yeah, I believe, yeah. If Tibbs gets out-coached by Doc, start the coaching search immediately. If there is no way that if the Knicks lose to the Bucks in the first round, that any of this is moving forward. It's like one of them rap songs, hold up, wait, stop the tape. You know what I'm saying? We gotta, but we know that's not, we're confident that's not where we are. We're confident that's not where we are. Right? We're confident that the Knicks are a 50-win team with NBA final upside if everything goes perfect. Now, I didn't say NBA champion, and I did say upside, meaning if everything goes right, we can reach one end of that spectrum. Nick, yeah, you know, hey, so y'all already know how I feel about Mitch, right? Y'all know I like Mitch, right? Y'all know I like Mitch. What I don't like is the Mitch truthers that believe that Mitchell Robinson lit a cigarette on the sun, right? The Knicks fans that believe that Mitchell Robinson is Chuck Norris's daddy. Yeah, I know them. Like the ones that say Mitchell Robinson can do no wrong and every conversation is about Mitch. Now, my conversations about Mitchell Robinson are simple. I believe he's limited. He's injury prone. There's some potential there, but I think he's old. I think he's vastly underused. I think he's so underused, it's a crime. I think you can't use Mitchell Robinson like you used Sims. You can't use Mitch like you used Jericho Sims and think just because Sims had Mitch had a couple more rebounds than Sims or whatever, that's all he's good for. That's not what Mitch is good for. Mitchell Robinson is a very, very good NBA player. A very good NBA player. And if you're creative enough, if you're smart enough, if you're patient enough, if you're confident enough in what you're doing, you can unlock Mitchell Robinson. But if you're none of those, Mitch is just a body to throw out there for minutes behind Cat. And Cat is just out there to give you a little bit of offense so your defense can work its magic. But if you're a creative, you know you can get Mitchell Robinson involved in the offense, not just with the pick and roll, but with the give and go. You can even run the triangle. You could do whatever. And you don't have to run the triangle all night. You could just run sets. You can run the triangle maybe 90 seconds in a game and not even all together. I'm talking about one possession, just run the triangle, just show a triangle look and then get out of it. And then try another triangle set in the third quarter and then get out of it. But just having Mitchell Robinson float at the top of the key, screening for guards that can't shoot is crazy. Right? It's crazy. We have to incorporate Mitchell Robinson into the offense and give him touches. Mitchell Robinson is in my mind now, and I may be wrong, but in my mind, Mitchell Robinson is a better finisher than Jared Allen. So why won't Mitch get touches? We used to run a play in high school, right? We used to, our power forward back then, his name was Ross, right? His name was Ross. You can imagine what Ross looked like, right? When we were ninth graders, I think Ross was about 6'7". Our center was named Kenny Washington. He's 6'6" from Bayonne, New Jersey, right? Ross was from the Heights in Jersey City. Y'all know what the Heights are like. I ain't got to tell you about the Heights. And our coach used to run a play where I used to pass the ball around the perimeter, across the perimeter to Ross. Ross would pass it to Kenny. All Kenny had to do was turn his body towards the rim and pass it to Ross so Ross can finish at the rim. It's called give and go. Right? Give back, go. However you want to call it. You could pass it to Kenny, pass it to Ross pass it back. The defender has to figure it out. By that time, Mitchell Robinson is in the sky yamming on somebody. Jerry Fitz in the building. Say triangle with Mitch. Mitch Richmond, yeah, but our Mitch, no, Mitch is Mitch, and that's plenty good. No. You can't have it on a talent on a team that's not going to have funds or resources to go get outside talent. You need to cultivate the talent you have in-house. And by letting Mitchell Robinson set screens all night, not uncapping anything that he can do, you're firing yourself. You're signing your own pink slip. Y'all saw it the other night. Mitchell Robinson grabbing offensive rebounds, pivoting, looking in the corner, kicking out to Bridges on time and on target for Bridges to hit threes. And to think that Mitchell Robinson can't pass a basketball. To just depend on Jalen Brunson to dribble all night? No, you can't do that. Right? No, we don't want to do that, man. Take him. We're not going to be able to trade for Giannis, right? We're not going to be able to trade for Anthony Edwards, right? Just not, right? We're not going to trade for Giannis. We're not going to trade for Anthony Edwards. More than likely, going into next season, this team is going to look about the same as it looks right now. And the improvement that next year's team gleans is going to be from internal improvement. Right? It may come from chemistry. May come from health. It may come from the improvement from our own players, but it is coming. Look at that. Yeah, it would be Keith Turner to say something like that. Yeah, I'll trade two of my best players for a 30-year-old power forward with knee injuries on the way. Yeah, I'll do that. Not me, bro. Not me. Now, if you're talking about trading for Chet Holmgren, I'd trade for Chet, right? I'll trade for a guy that young where I know the next 6, 7, 8 years, I'm going to get his peak, right? I'm not going to trade. I don't care. I'm not even trading for Jokic. If Denver offered Jokic to me right now, I'd be like, no, thank you. Nah. You're not getting ready to trade me a 30-year-old big man. No. I'm not trading for a 30-year-old big man. I don't care what he did in his 20s. I don't care. No, I'm not trading for LeBron. No, I'm not trading for Kevin Durant. No. No, I'm not trading for Paul George. No, I'm not trading for Joel Embiid. The only reason why I was even good with Cat is because Cat and Randall were around the same age. No, y'all not giving. I'm not taking. No. I'm not trading the guys that are about to turn 30 for dudes that are turning 30 because I know what stars look like. I saw what Hakeem Olajuwon looked like going into his 30s. I remember the 1996 Hakeem Olajuwon. I remember the 1996 Pat Ewing. Right? I remember the 35-year-old Tim Duncan. I remember the 35-year-old David Robinson. Hey, my brother from another Keith Turner asked a question. Do you actually think we're winning a championship with Cat and Bridges? Like, let's be for real. I will tell you this. I'll tell you this. There were so many unlikely champions that you just can't speculate. You just can't say no. Right? Did you think the Lakers that won the chip in the bubble? They won the championship with Rajon Rondo, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. Their backups were Dwight Howard and Andre Drummond, and they won a chip. So what I would say to the Keith Turner question is this. Championships are not always about star power. Championships, you have to have some luck, some ingenuity, a lot of talent. You have to have a rock steady your organization has to be rock steady. I mean, rock steady, right? If your organization, and I'm talking about the owner, the leadership, all of that has to be rock steady. You're any false move and you're not winning a championship. Think about what the Phoenix Suns look like right now with Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant. Think about what Brooklyn looked like with James Harden, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant. Talent is not the sole driver, right? You need a lot of things to happen to be the NBA champ. Right now, the Celtics could be the two-time defending NBA champs, but in a game 7, Jason Tatum turned his ankle like Jalen Brunson turned his ankle for us. And now they're just, instead of the two-time champs looking to repeat, they're just the champs looking to repeat. You feel me? If you're a Knicks fan, man, be excited, man. Man, be excited, man. Jerry Fitz says, I don't think this year's team can do damage in the playoff. I think it's because of what you've seen in the past and not what you project to the future. But you thinking by projecting going forward or saying things about the future kind of like is a relief mechanism for you. Like, the Indiana series, the Miami series, the Atlanta series, but Cat's rim protection is bad, so that's why we can't win. Nah, the emotional scars from that shouldn't be the factor on how you grade this team going forward. What happened back then happened. We can't rewrite history. Y'all know that. Y'all know we can't rewrite history, right? But by saying Cat and Bridges don't make the team good enough, maybe that's true. 30 NBA teams, 29 teams are losers. Maybe it's true, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's true, but maybe it's not. You know? This is one of those things we'll have to watch this thing play out. Oh, you said I said oh, Fitzy, I apologize, man. Oh yeah, I do see that. Hey, Fitzy, I apologize for that, man. My bad. Fitz says I do think this year's team can do damage in the playoffs. Okay. My bad. I apologize for that. Virtuoso says, other than rim protection, can we have board protection in key situations in the play? Yeah. Yeah. Another key piece was missing, Ariel Hukporti. Don't forget Ariel Hukporti. And think about the big rotation in the playoffs, man. Cat, Hukporti, Mitch, Precious. I kind of like that rotation. Now, will Hukporti play in the playoffs? No. But he's the perfect break glass in case of emergency big that you want to have on your roster. A nice, bouncy, energetic big with something to prove. He'll be perfect. So I got about 2 more minutes, y'all. I got about 2 more minutes. Man, I'm gonna ask y'all to put a question in the chat. And so we're gonna answer that question, and then we're gonna head out of here. In games. Oh yeah, man. L1 says keep this heated at the next. Keep turning says oh aim it. I thought I saw a question. Hold on. Yep. Yeah, Randall said Hawk Party. I like that. I like that play on words. All right, here's the question, everybody. I'm going to go with this one. All right. Do we have a 2-year window? No. Do the New York Knicks have a 2-year championship window? No, they don't. The Knicks don't have a 2-year window, and I'm sorry to burst bubbles. You can't bust a bubble, right? You can burst it though. What I will say is, so I'm gonna say this is gonna sound odd, but it should be sobering at the same time. And it's not me being a hater; it's me being a realist, right? But I'm not mad. I don't think the Knicks are in a championship window, period. I think the Knicks are a really good team trying to figure it out. Now, with that said, really good teams trying to figure it out have won championships, right? Really good teams trying to figure it out have won championships, right? The Milwaukee Bucks that beat the Phoenix Suns were a really good team trying to figure it out. They beat the Suns in the championship. As a matter of fact, they didn't really figure it out until they were down 2 games to none in the finals to Mikal Bridges. That's when something clicked. They were like, you know what? Make DeAndre Ayton guard Giannis. And when they did that, next thing you know, they were champagne in the sky. Chris Middleton was like, you know what? None of these guys can guard me. And before you know it, that was that. Right. So do we have a 2-year window? No. Will the Knicks be really good for the next 6 years? Yes. Can the Knicks be a 50-win team for the next 6 years? Absolutely. That's what I'm leaning towards. I think the Knicks can be a really good 50-win team for the next 6 years. 50 wins is a lot of wins. For the next 6 years, you know what that means? That means over an 8-year stretch, the Knicks will have won 400+ games. That's a lot of wins. But until I see someone on this roster be transcending, like a Steph Curry type, a Michael Jordan type, a Jason Tatum type, a Jokic type, a LeBron type, then I'm not gonna say that we are in a championship window. Right now, could we win a championship in the next 2 years? Can we win 2 out of 2? Yeah. Good teams win championships. But in terms of a guaranteed locked window where the Knicks are favored to be in the championship, win or lose, nah. I can't go. I can't call that one. That would be too reckless. Like, think about it. And over the next 2 years, say next year and the year after, the Knicks are the talk of the NBA being in championship contention from day one. I don't think we're there. And I think you guys are like me in that you don't believe over the next 2, and I'm talking about after this one, right? 25, 26, 26, 27. In that 2-year window, the Knicks will be the talk of the NBA by being one of the favorites to lift the Larry O'Brien trophy once or twice over the next 2 years. I don't believe so, but that doesn't mean that I think the Knicks are a bad team. I think the Knicks are a great team and a 50-win team. Do we have that person on the roster that's going to overcome all adversity and get the Knicks to a championship? None of us know that yet. We have to wait and see. You know, and that's the same place where most NBA teams are. On that note, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We growing, y'all. Make sure y'all spread the word. Make sure y'all check out the Substack. We busy. We trying to kind of take over. We trying to take over a little bit. So, all right, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace, y'all.